So much greenery. Abundance. 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 Okay, real spill. We're out here. It's a great day. It's a beautiful day. New day. Buenos dias. Buenos dias. Buenos dias. ¿Qué tal, my familia? If you are new here, subscribe. Let's talk about realness. Let's talk about realness, my values, how I see realness, how I see authenticity, how I see truth, how I see like non-illusions, right? Let's talk about it. And first of all, the vines have taken over. The vines have taken over. So let's find a new spot and then we're gonna talk about it. I want to sit down. Huge piece of blue clay. Hola, hola, buenos dias. Happy new day, happy new moment. Great to see you again. Great to be here. So, we're talking about realness. And we're talking about authenticity, truth, why I value it. It is of great value to me. We did this last time. I got this piece of clay from the river, not the bank. And you would think it still had, like it would be more wet and more moist. But again, you must wet the clay. Okay. So, I could get in. I want to get in anyways. I was going to talk and be a little dry. And then we was going to get in afterwards. We can get in now. All right. So, let's begin again. Speaking on realness, authenticity, it actually feels really great. Sometimes life knows what you need, although you know your subconscious knows your superconscious, but you might not always be consciously aware of it. But life will give you situations that will show you and give you what you need. You just gotta surrender to it. Don't hold back. Don't stray away. Lean into it. And watch life give you exactly what you need. Soon I'm gonna get a microphone, so I trust that you guys can hear me. I trust that God hears me. I trust that you hear God in me. So, I truly value realness and the truth, because we live in a world where most people prefer deception. Lauryn Hill said it. Most people prefer deception. They prefer the illusion. We live in a world, in a society full of filters and Photoshop and super hyper mega processed things, products, tools, everything. And I value a life with as much purity as possible. A life with as much rawness as possible. So I look for people that are raw, that are real. And not even necessarily I look for. The real thing was I started to be more real. I started to be more raw. I started to say to the filters, to me like trying to, front, or let me be specific. To the wigs. What else? To the clothing choices, like let's just say specifically fast fashion and tight, non-breathable, whole clothing. Now this shirt came from Fashion Nova, however, I got it through a swap, So in my mind it's a little bit different. In my mind. But yeah, I really started looking at myself, and I started identifying where I wasn't being real in my own life, where I wasn't being honest in my own life, where I wasn't being truthful in my own life, with myself, and then with other people. And I'm like, nah, we really need to stop fronting. We really need to stop acting. We really need to stop putting on a show. We get conditioned to believe that we're supposed to perform, that we're supposed to, and like your expression, because even the way in which I'm expressing this is more like I could really be extremely chill with no type of expression, no type of motion, any of that emotion, but I want you to feel what I'm saying, and so this is how I want to express it to you. However, we've been taught to express in a way that's not even harmonizing with how we actually feel. That's not even in connection, correlation. It's not even parallel to who we really are. And that's the messed up stuff. That's where you got me messed up, and we not about to be. I honestly literally had to open my eyes. Like my eyes literally had to get shot the fuck open, and like, yo, did you realize you don't have to do any of this? You don't have to think this way. And mind you, I've always had great control over my mind, and I give thanks to my parents. I give thanks to my dad. I give thanks to just the direct connection that I've always had with Source, and I've always had with God and Spirit and my higher self. However, some thoughts, like, we are conditioned to have anxiety. We are conditioned to claim anxiety. We are conditioned to claim overthinking. All these things, instead of just like really just trained to surrender, trained to flow, and thankfully we're now able to train ourselves, thankfully. So I had to see all of that within myself. I had to see it all within myself. Had to acknowledge it all within myself. I just said no more, no the fuck more. And when I did that, of course I started attracting more real things, more pure things. Pura vida, baby. It's a pure life. That's what I want. So that's also to say the reason why I don't really care if you see me, like, when I was looking at it from a director, producer, content creator type view, when I was looking at my video, check it out if you haven't seen it, with Solar Sony at the beach, and we were interviewing each other. I had a And I don't have to explain it, but I want to. I want to share with y'all. I want y'all to know what it is, okay? I had wrapped one of my dreads in a piece of hemp, and it was cute, but it was coming undone, but I couldn't get the full thing to come off yet, and I don't rush things like that. Like, I don't rush anything at this point in life. If it's not coming off or whatever, if I gotta apply force and there's resistance, just give it time. Give it time, because it doesn't matter. Like, it's not a big deal. So that's what I was doing with that. And there was one point in the beginning of me talking, and this is what I see with this eye, with this lens, is that it was stuck to my face, and it looked weird. But it's just like, that's the realness of it. It moved, and it was fine. It was a beautiful picture. It was a beautiful caption. However, in the moment, it wasn't. It looked different. So, there's lots of moments where my hair may look unkept. If my mama saw it, she would probably say, why your hair look like that? Why you look like that? And that's a whole nother story. But, like, there's moments, because it's real, there's moments where it's just real. You come out here, it's real. I don't gotta front for you. I don't gotta put on for you. I don't want to. I want you to see the real. I want you to see what it really is, so you can know if that's what you really want. If that's the life that you're truly going for. And with anything, like, truth will show you who you are. The truth will show you the parts of you that you need to see. But most people are not ready for that. I didn't want to lie to myself anymore. I literally was awakened. My eyes were open to all the deceptions of the world, all the illusions. And this is an illusionary world. I feel like once you actually transcend and ascend is when you're done with the illusions. So I'm still fighting illusions to this day. However, it's not the amount of illusions that I'm faced with now compared to the amount of illusions that I was faced with before. So much less. And that is because, again, I saw it in myself and I was like, where am I lying to myself? Where am I eluding my own self? Am I causing myself suffering? And I had to stop that shit. I prefer to be raw with people. That's why sometimes you might see me and I might not be presentable to your standards. But what are your standards? Those are yours. They're not mine. Again, I value rawness. I value realness. Show me what it really looked like. Show me what it really is. Because then I can really base accurate decision on whether or not I want that, whether or not I want to be a part of that, whether or not I want to engage with that, whether or not that truly resonates with me. I have arm hair, underarm hair. This is what I want. This is what I like. It's real. This is what my body really does. This is what this body really does. And what's also real is the fact that sometimes I remove it by the way in which I feel is best for my body. I got coochie hair. So that's what this body really does. Literally, how I function. How I function in a healthy way. Okay. So you saw me do the clay mask. You can order the clay.
Gave myself some time, had to get up out my mind. Once I did that, everything was looking fine. My spirit was aligned, my love divine, my blessings on time. I love this life of mine.
I got these racks that need breaking, it ain't even my birthday. Rebirthing in the river, baby, I ain't never thirsty. If I call you God, it's cause I recognize you're worthy. Done left the block for the mountaintops.